Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of Page from a Tennessee Journal by Francine Thomas Howard, performed by Casaundra Freeman. Sometimes I think you whispered your secret into my ears when I was still in my crib, because you couldn't tell anyone else. I pray that I've done you justice. Thank you, Miss Mowbray. Chapter 1. Annalaura Welles stirred out of her fitful sleep to the certainty of two things. Husband John was gone for good this time, and even with the help of her 4 young children, she would be unable to bring in the tobacco harvest by the end of August. Though this was coming up the second year she'd sharecropped the McNaughton mid-40, she still wasn't used to living in the converted upper reaches of a barn. The sky loomed dark through the small window cut at the foot of her sleeping alcove. She owned no clock, but her tired bones told her it was about half-hour till sunrising, and she laid a tentative hand on daughter Lottie's bobtailed braids as the 5-year-old slept soundly beside her. Almost drowning out the child's soft sighs were the snorts of the 3 pigs on the bottom level, 15 feet below. The smell of their fresh dung made its way up through the openings in the floorboards. The cows hadn't loaded their own good mornings yet, and she wanted her Cleveland to get a little more rest. She had to work him like a man, but Annalaura was always mindful that her oldest boy was not yet 12 years old. She fretted just as much over Doug and little Henry. All 4 of her children would have to step into the world way too soon if she couldn't sort out this mess John had left her. A moonbeam flooded through the open crack in the roof that McNaughton had neglected to repair during last winter's snows, and she realized she had awakened too early again. The first 2 weeks after John left in early June hadn't been too bad. She knew going into her wedding 13 years ago that no man as good-looking as John Welles was going to stay faithful for long to a woman plain as a cornbread skillet. But now it was mid-August, with harvest time closer than she wanted. In all his wanderings, John had never been away from her or his children more than 2 weeks. She reached an arm over her head to locate the splintery rafter beam to guide her as she eased herself to sitting. She had knocked herself in the head too many times to attempt getting up quickly in these tight quarters. She knew colored still lived in some bad conditions in Tennessee, but after all, this was our Lord's year of 1913. Even in slavery times, her Aunt Becky and her own Grandma Charity had lived better than this.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?